I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
5, 4, 3.
What is up, everybody? Welcome. Happy Sunday to you. Yes, football is back right now. College football and professional football is back right now. So I am excited about that. I know there's probably a few of you out there that are football fans. But if you are, and you are watching me right now, thank you very much for your time and your attention. It is greatly appreciated. Again, back to football really quickly. I am from Ohio. My Buckeyes went out there and crushed it. So we're very excited to see that. Excited to see what they're going to do this season. And coming up shortly, Cleveland Browns kick off this year. We'll see what happens with the Browns this year. But enough of football talk. Let's get back to tech. I know you nerds are here to listen to technology. So let's get into that. So basically give you a quick rundown of the show. Basically what I do is I just recap some of the news and events that happened from the past week in the world of tech. Some of the videos, some of the stuff that I cover in these videos are from videos that I may have done this week. Others are just articles and everything that I post throughout the week on my website and also on my social media accounts. Speaking of which, before we dive deep into all that, make sure you're following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at sounds_nerdy. I post a lot of articles on there, maybe 4 to 5, 6 different articles per day. So not everything that I do make it into video form. If you want more tech news and want to stay up to date, make sure you are following me there on Twitter, also on Gab as well. Same thing. I post articles there as well. So wherever you follow me, you know, on Gap is just at sounds_nerdy. I'm also on Gather, True Social, Minds, Facebook, wherever you are most comfortable with following me. Make sure you do that there. Also, again, the website sounds30.com. All the tech news that I do cover pretty much comes from there. So stay up to date with that. Just head over to the website. You can follow all the tech news right there. So before we get started, let's give you just a quick rundown of the big stories that I want to talk about. So we all know that the iPhone event is happening tomorrow. So on a Monday, usually they have their events on Tuesday, but we got a last minute leak that pretty much details all the things that we're going to see in that event. So I'm going to go over that. The next thing I want to talk about is Nvidia. The 5090 is, there's some things about the 5090. There's rumors that it should be coming out next month or this month, but there's also conflicting reports saying that there's not coming out. It's going to be delayed due to some thermal issues that they're trying to figure out. So we're going to go over that. And then this story right here, a leaked pitch deck proves that your phone is listening to what you say. Yeah, so if you're out there, you understand that our devices and our phones have listened to us. There's been stuff that's come out years ago about our devices listening to us. So I'm going to get into that. So those are the main things that I want to get into. So, but before we dive deep into all of that stuff, oh, one more thing. Huawei. So not Huawei, but the trifold era is here. And we have the first trifold device that is coming out from Huawei called the Huawei Mate XT. So that is actually coming out, but there's also a number of other foldables that have been launched by other companies. So I'm going to get into that. But before we dive deep into all that information, let's give you just a quick sneak peek at some of the smaller stuff. Sorry, I have my full screen on. Sorry about that. But let's take a look at some of the quick things I want to talk about really quickly. Just one quick article here. So this is the thinnest foldable Magic V3 gets priced lower than the Z Fold 6 despite spec B. So this is a phone out of Honor, the Magic V3. It is released right now. Obviously it's in China and it hasn't released in the European market. No word on if and when that phone will come to the United States. But if Honor was smart and they want to continue to try to kick Samsung's butt, they would actually release this out there into the United States and see how what kind of reception it does have. So let's go over this really very quickly. Again, this is out of phonearena.com. We have some prices for the Honor Magic V3. They're running some promotions right now. So this is in euros, $16.99 and €13.99 with the $300 discount. But just quickly, some comparisons between this and the Galaxy Z Fold 6. We know that the Honor Magic V3 is actually slimmer and thinner than the Z Fold 6. So we're talking about 9.2 millimeters thick when folded, and it just weighs at 226 grams, or 8 ounces less, or 8 ounces than the Galaxy Z Fold 6, which is weighing in at 12.1 millimeters thick when it's closed. So definitely a very thin device. You can see from the picture right here, you can see how thin that is compared to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So Honor is definitely doing things when they're with their Magic V3, definitely making it a lot competitive compared to the Samsung Z Fold 6. So a couple of quick specs. So it does have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, not the 4, because 4 is not out yet. The first device is coming in January with that, the Xiaomi 15 Pro Ultra, whatever. So yeah, so that's that, and it's a couple of other specs we wanted to take a look at real quick. So again, it does have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It also has 16. You can get up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. You have a 5150 milliamp battery with 66 watts wired charging and 50 watts wireless charging. You have the 220 hertz LTPO displays, 6.43 inch cover screen, and an impressive 7.9 inch main screen when it's unfolded. Obviously, this is protected by the impact silicone gel material. So there's somebody out there who did a comparison of it. If you looked at some videos up there, this phone is pretty impressive, and it definitely is something that Samsung should be paying attention to. Hardware, they nailed it on. In terms of the aspect ratio of the device, they nailed it on there. Software, so it's running there in Magic OS. I have not had a chance to use Magic OS, so it's pretty, from what I've seen out there, it's a pretty decent software package out there. Yeah, Samsung does pretty much, probably in terms of foldables, will probably still have the best software out there in terms of features that unlocking what the foldables can do, but Magic is not far behind with that. Also, the thing about the Magic V3 this year is it is IPX8 rated as compared to what it was last year. They did not have that, so it is water resistant. So that is a key factor for them. So you can bring this in the shower with you, or if you chilling by the pool, you don't have to worry about if you dump this in the pool, you will be okay. Yeah, so that's basically very quickly what I wanted to cover in terms of the Magic Z Fold 3 compared to the Z Fold 6. Honor is catching up to Samsung. I think there's another line down here. Honor has already managed to beat Samsung in terms of foldable sales in the world's second largest market for mini headsets, and that is in Europe. So they passed Samsung in Europe. So we're waiting to be seeing what happens in China, and obviously the rest of the world. Like I said, they're not in the United States yet. So Samsung there is some chinks in the Samsung armor. So they definitely have to step up their game. And we know Samsung had responded with the Z Fold 6 Slim. But again, even that is still thicker than what Honor is offering up here. So that's the one quick story that I want to get out of the way. Now let's dive into some of the deeper ones. So the iPhone 16 Glowtime event is happening tomorrow. Again, tomorrow, September 9th, on a Monday. So we will finally get to see what the iPhone 16 will look like, what it will offer. They'll probably display some of their Apple Intelligence. So that should be exciting for all you Apple heads out there that are looking to get their hands on the iPhone 16. So basically, this article went over everything that is expected at the event. So some of the iPhone 16 stuff we're looking at an increase from 6 gigabytes to 8 gigabytes of RAM. Obviously, that is to handle Apple Intelligence, which is coming down the pipeline with iOS 18. We'll also know about the all-new capture button. So let's take a look at the capture button. Some rumors about that really quickly. I did do a video talking about the capture, about everything that's going to be showing up in the iPhone 16 event. You can make sure you head over to my channel and check that out. But about the capture button, so this is going to be a dedicated capture button on the side of the phone. Now, this is going to be used for, at least what we know right now, for taking videos and taking pictures. So it's going to have a little more DSLR functionality. So it's going to bring your iPhone's closer to the DSL functionality. So if you want to just leave your DSLR camera at home, you can have your iPhone and maybe get a little bit more functionality. So when you push on the device, you can zoom in and out on pictures. Then you push a little bit further on that capture button, you can then take your picture. So that's what we know right now that the capture button will do. Hopefully it probably will have more functionality once we get that out there, and if they open this up to, you know, third-party manufacturers for them to make use of that in some of their applications. So what else we know about that? We also know that the iPhone 16 Pro and the Pro Max will have slimmer bezels, and that will also lead to the iPhone 16 Pro Max getting a bigger screen size, and without having to increase the size of the phone. So we take a look at it here. This is Apple Hub. This is on Twitter here. You see that the bezels, again, on the 15 Pro Max are 1.55 millimeters. That's going to shrink down to 1.15 millimeters. So again, give you a little bit more real estate without having to make the phone a little bit bigger, but still get a bigger display. So now that was one of the issues that I think probably a lot of other people have with iPhones. They've always had bigger bezels, especially when you compare it to something like a Samsung. They've always had those bigger bezels. So glad to see that they're finally slimming down the bezels, giving you more of a display and cutting down that forehead and the chin size on their phones finally. So for you iPhone 16 enthusiasts out there that are looking to get into that should make you very excited to have that, because it, again, lines up with what Samsung is doing out there. What else about that? Some different colors. Also is going to be at the show, AirPods. So we know that they're going to probably have two different AirPod models out there. So we're looking at the AirPods Pro 4, and then probably just a regular, and a AirPods Pro, and then an AirPods Max, maybe, of those devices. We will probably have some of the rumors about that as far as what's coming. So it will have noise cancellation in there, so that is good. And then it's also going to have this feature called, it will support the Find My app in those. So that is good. So if you lose them, you can probably find them. And obviously active noise cancellation is always a plus with any, you know, headphones or AirPods, especially. Has a couple of different pricing down here. So the AirPods 3 were $179, the AirPods 2 $129. So we'll see what the AirPods 4 will come in at that price range, probably around that same price, or probably $199, depending on which model you get. So, and another thing that's going to be at the show is obviously the Apple Watch. So the Apple Watch Series 10 is going to be a little bit thinner. We're also hearing about it's going to be either 44, 45 at the smaller end, and then 48 or 49 millimeters for the larger end. So 48 or 49. So there's two different rumors out there. So it could be 1 millimeter difference, depending on what actually happens and what comes to fruition with that. But that's going to be in the Apple Watch Series 10. Also, you know, your previous devices had the sleep apnea monitor in there, but that will not be in there anymore, due to what had happened with Massimo earlier this year. So Massimo had a lawsuit against Apple, claiming that they had infringed on some of their patents and their rights. So Apple had to sell their Apple Watches without that feature enabled. So obviously in the 10, they will no longer have that in the watches anymore. So no more sleep apnea in those, but they were still going to sell watches, and I'm sure they still would go on to be the dominant smartwatch on the market right there. But that is everything that is expected to be at the show from Apple at what is called the Glowtime event. What won't be at the show, I don't for sure, there's not going to be anything about iPads or any MacBooks or anything. I do believe that they'll have a show in October that will cover specifically iPads or something that will be coming up on then. So look for iPads at that event. I don't think they're going to do anything with the Apple Watch X either. So I don't think you're going to get that Apple Watch X, because there was rumors about an Apple Watch X. Don't think that that's going to happen. But yeah, so that is pretty much everything that we are expecting at the show this year. Also, they're going to improve the water resistance, another thing as well. So with the Apple Watch Series 10, so you can be able to go a little bit deeper, have it submerged longer in water. So that's another feature or rumor that we are expecting from the Apple Watch 10. But that is everything that's going to be at the show. What are you excited about from Apple? What are you excited to see from them? More than likely, you probably are excited about the iPhone 16. I'm sure that is the one, as the iPhone 15 Pro Max is the biggest seller. So I'm sure the Pro Max 16 will be the one that everybody, well, 16 Pro Max, whatever, the name convention just confuses me. It's probably the one that everybody excited for. Having said all that, you know, with Apple Intelligence coming down there, with iOS 18, what I'm hearing from the iPhone 17 may be even more exciting. So I covered this in another video as well, so you can go look it up on my channel. The spec bump in the iPhone 17, the RAM bump in the 17 may be more exciting. And not to throw a curveball at you, but you may want to wait for the 17 to upgrade. I'm just telling you that. 17 definitely sounds more exciting from everything that I'm hearing before. Again, I did a video about that. You can go check that out if you want to know more details about the iPhone 17. So if you can hold off, save your pennies a little bit longer, you might want to think about the 17. You might get a better experience from the Apple Intelligence or Apple AI if you want to just wait for that. But we'll see what happens with that. But that is everything that we're expecting at the show. Again, I will be excited to see that. I will not be streaming that because Apple does not like people streaming their events. They will strike your channel down. I did that once before. They gave me a 90-day ban on YouTube and I couldn't stream anything for 90 days. But that was years ago. But won't be doing that. But that's everything from Apple that we are expecting. Again, let me know what you think. What are you excited for? Let me know down in the comment section. Chime in, let me know. All right, the Nvidia RTX 5090 GPU rumor serve up a double scoop of bad news. So this is an article out of techradar.com. So yeah, we know that the 5090 is coming. We've been hearing about that it may be coming September, probably October, but we're getting, like I said, we're getting conflicting reports that they may not come out this month. It may be delayed. So this article does cover all that into a little bit more detail. So let's go into that. So Nvidia's next gen GeForce graphics card might be delayed, and also Blackwell gaming GPUs could be saddled with higher power consumption than Nvidia was originally planning, especially the RTX 5090. So the 5090, that's the big boy, that's the bad boy. So if you're a big gamer, obviously you want the best graphics, obviously you always go with the 5090 or the 90 card series. Looks like that is going to get a big power consumption boost. So this article does go into that. So as WCCF Tech reports, this supposedly follows changes Nvidia has been forced to make with the other side of the Blackwell equation, namely data center GPUs, which will purportedly have a knock-on effect to consumer graphics card. So the Blackwell is what they use for their ATI, the AI graphics in their data centers. So they're using that scaled down technology for that onto their gaming. So because of that, this is going to affect their graphics gaming cards. The supply chain sources indicate that the RTX 5000 graphics cards are now delayed due to changes made to improve the yield of GPU chips. So we'll make sure they got more cards and not any defective cards. So that's what that means. We don't have any time frame on the arrival of that Blackwell gaming GPUs. We were just told that there's a delay. So there is a delay. That seems to be pretty much the standard, or pretty much confirmed at this point. So here we have a leaker that was on Twitter talking about it. Kopidi7 Kimi also chimes in on this one, sharing a post on X that explains that the leaker heard further details on Blackwell GeForce GPU recently, and that the range will have some increase in power usage. So we're talking about an increase in power. So if you are concerned about if your PC will be able to handle this, if you're already straining your power consumption, the 5090, from what I'm hearing right now, may put a strain on it. So you may need to go out there and upgrade that power supply for you. The leaker believes that the higher end Blackwell graphics cards will get a bigger hike in power consumption, particularly the 5090. So 5090 is going to jump up in power consumption, and you are expected to have to compensate for that. So let's continue on right here. Nvidia may want to prioritize AI chips above GeForce, making a lot of sense. Gaming cards aren't where their big profits are after all. So yes, so obviously Nvidia is making more money from their AI chips and their Blackwell chips. Well, Blackwell's the new one, but from all their AI chips. I did a video on this a couple of months ago stating that Nvidia is going to be focusing on this, and I think I showed some numbers breaking down how much they made from their AI chips versus their gaming chips. And obviously AI is the king right now, and it would make sense for Nvidia to focus more of that effort and energy on AI, because since that's where all their money's at. So I don't hopefully this doesn't lead to a point where they slip in being able to manufacture a number of GPUs, therefore causing a shortage. That hasn't happened yet. I think in that video I posed that question and just gave some scenarios around that, but that hasn't happened yet. Hopefully it's not, and I think because AMD has been able to fill that void, and also Intel has also jumped into that market. Now Intel is obviously on a more budget end, but it kind of still fills that void of, if Nvidia was to slip, somebody else can just come in and make some GPUs that people can go and buy. But right now we don't have that GPU shortage, thank God. Hopefully we don't go back to those days of the GPU shortage, that then prices were through the roof. That was not a fun time, and I think I had already had my PC. My PC is older, so, but I was looking to build, but I'm not going to pay those prices. But now I'm in the market, but we'll see what happens. The RTX 5090 might run with a 550 watt power usage, and the leaker said this could be more. So we may be talking about 600 watts just to run your 5090 GPU. So again, depending on what all you have in your PC, how many different peripherals you have linked to your PC, you may need to check on your power supply. You may need to beef your power supply up. Now, I bought a power supply when I built my PC, what was it, 7 years ago? So a 1000 watt. Now, I'm not even maxing that thing out right at this point. My fan never even kicks on my power supply. But just to say, for instance, if I was to probably add that 5090 to my PC, I definitely know that power supply will be pushing it. I don't know exactly how much consumption will be, but if I added 600 watts to this right now, it would definitely be pushing it. And again, I bought that 1000 years ago, and that was way above what anybody was pushing any of their PCs at that point. But so you may be looking at getting something around 12, 13, 1400 PSU at this power supply at this point. But 5090 looks like it is going to be a power hog, and it's going to force you to have to think about managing your PC a little bit better. But if you're a PC builder, that's something that you already do anyway. But just to let you know, just be prepared that when the 5090s do come down, get that bigger power supply. See what you can do. While what's also interesting is that this runs very much against some earlier rumors that claim that Nvidia is going to make the 5090 a slimmer graphics card. And so we were hearing rumors that they were going to make this card slimmer, because with each iteration of their GPUs, they've kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we were hearing rumors that they may slim that down, but that does not seem the case. We don't have any evidence right now that points to that. It seems like they're just going to continue along that path, or they weren't able to obviously make it slim and still produce the same output that they were expected from them. But and this might work in terms of trimming a trimmer cooling solution, and yet an over 550 watt power usage. So again, anything when you're talking about over 550 watts, yeah, you're gonna have to get that bigger power supply. But we're also, like I said, supposed to be coming out this month. Don't think that is happening. Like I said, we have a delay. It could come out this year, but depending on how difficult this problem is that they're trying to solve, and if they'll be able to solve it. We may hear more about it at CES in January. So that's probably where I'm leaning towards, probably hearing more information about that, or not more information about, but when they officially launch them. So they'll probably launch them again late December, early January, right around CES, but we'll see. But let me know what you guys think about what is going on with this Nvidia. Are you ready for a 600 watt graphics card if you're going the 5090 route? Now, I'm also hearing that the other cards are supposed to get a bigger bump as well, like the 5080 to 5070, 60. They may get a slight bump up as well, but nothing to the extent of the 40 to 5090, again, which could be 550 or 600 watt wattage for the supply for that. But again, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section. Do you think Nvidia is going crazy? Do you think they're just trying to blow up people's PCs by giving you 600 watts of power that you need? Will you be getting the 5090? You probably will. Some of you probably will. But let me know down in the comment section. Definitely chime in. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section. All right, so let's go over to my next story that I want to cover. So leak pitch deck proves that your phone is listening to what you say. Again, so this is a story out of phonearena.com. So we've all heard the stories. Some of us have even experienced it where you're near your cell phone, you're talking about something. Let's say you're talking about dog food, and next thing you know, you pick up your phone, you're scrolling through the web, and you're seeing ads for Purina dog food or something. You may think that that's a little coincidence. It's a little bit weird. Coincidence? No, I don't think so. It's, obviously that is intentional, and we've heard about our phones listening to us for years now. Now we're getting some hardcore proof that that is definitely the case. So let's run through this article. You might recall back in December, we confirmed your worst fears. A report from 404 Media said that Cox Media Group was pitching to advertisers an ad platform called Active Listening that would serve up ads based on conversations that you are having within earshot of your phone's microphone. Let me repeat that again. Active Listening that would serve up ads based on conversations you are having within earshot of your phone's microphones. So again, like I said, you're talking about a specific topic or a particular product, you're going to get an ad that pops up on your phone, or you've already seen this and you thought it was a coincidence. Now, this is, like I said, this has been happening for years. We've all had that experience, or heard about that experience. A lot of people dismissed it, didn't think anything about it, didn't connect the two together. But like I said, now again, we're getting hardcore evidence that this is actually happening. So continue on with the article here. Subscribing to such a service makes sense for advertisers because companies would prefer to spend their marketing dollars where they can get an instant return on investment. CMG uses AI to pick up conversations that could be used to find products that the phone owner would be very much interested in buying right away. As an advertiser, you can't find a pack of more qualified buyers than those who say what they need, that need your product ASAP. So to further prove that Active Listening is a real service offered to advertisers, a pitch deck made for investors from CMG has leaked. In the deck, the media outfit admits using AI to capture real-time intent data by listening to our conversations. But advertisers don't live on spine alone. The deck adds that combining the voice data obtained through Active Listening with the behavioral data can be used to target in-market consumers. So here's the leak pitch deck mirror. This is just going over their partnerships with here you have Google, you have Amazon, you have Facebook. So again, you have Facebook on your phone, or you have Amazon, obviously the Amazon app on your phone, and obviously Google. If you have an Android device, Google is embedded within the phone. So according to all this, they're partnered with all of these, and then they're able to serve you ads based on the conversation that you're having around your cell phone right there. So again, this is a leaked deck from that actual presentation right there. So this is not something that's fluff. This is not pie in the sky. This is an actual fact, actual proof that your phone is actually listening to you right now and everything that you're doing. The leak pitch deck shows that Google, Meta, Facebook are or were once customers of Cox Media Group. CMG's pitch deck notes that consumers have a tendency to leave data trail on their conversations and online behavior. The AI-powered software collects and then analyzes the combined voice data and behavior data from more than 470 sources. The slideshow that contains the pitch deck points out that Google, Amazon, Facebook are CMG clients although Google did remove it from its partner program website from 404 Media contacted Google seeking a comment. All advertisers must comply with all applicable laws and regulations as well as our Google Ads policies. And when we identify ads or advertisers that violate these policies, we will take appropriate action. That is from Google. Facebook parent Meta is reportedly reviewing CMG to see if the latter violated any of Meta's terms of service. A Meta spokesperson told the New York Post, Meta does not use your phone's microphone for ads, and we've been public about this for years. So, I don't trust Facebook. I don't trust anything that Mark Zuckerberg has to say about this. I don't believe any word that they say. I already know that Facebook has in their phone, or not the phone, in their app, they have off-device tracking. Now, it may not be active listening. It could be. But if you have the app installed on your phone, Facebook is able to track all the activity that you do on your phone, on your device, because of a setting in the app that says off application tracking or something like that. So whatever you do on your phone, they're able to track it, even not through the app itself, not while you're on Facebook, just whatever you're doing on your phone. So Facebook is definitely tracking you across your phone and your device and across your activity as well. So for them to come out and say that they disagree with this, but they have their own policies and things that they're doing that kind of just, I call BS on it right now. The Amazon spokesperson said to 404 Media they has never worked with CMG on this program and has no plans to do so. 404 Media also reported last December that a company in New Hampshire called Mindship admitted that it used voice data code from conversations phone owners had while near their phones to place targeted ads. So again, this is a fact out there. This is out there. We've known about this. We've heard about this for years. And we've had people out there for years talk about this stuff. You want to call them a conspiracy theorist, a whack, or a kook. Alex Jones, Infowars have talked about this and have put this information out there for decades talking about this. And like I said, people want to call it a conspiracy theory, saying it wasn't real, saying it was false. But again, this is just another data point that proves that your phone has listening to you, is listening to you, and will continue to listen to you. So let's think about your phone listening to you. So you're in your bedroom making woohoo with your significant other. Guess what's happening with your phone is picking up all those moans and groans and sounds that you're doing while you're getting busy. Your phone is listening to you. And we're already seeing, let's scratch that. This just goes into the bigger picture of the Internet of Things and how all of our devices are listening to. Always talk about Amazon Alexa. We've heard stories about Amazon Alexa listening to you, sending stuff to people, to other people. That is we all are in this era right now. Like I said, we all carry around this device with us that pretty much tracks everything that we do, listens to us. Like I said, the article pretty much proves that. We've been hearing about this for a decade or so. We've experienced that. And now, again, this has been going on already, but this is just them coming out right now, just telling you in your face, yeah, we've been listening to you. What are you going to do about it? And so far, we're not doing anything about it. There's nothing we can do. Like I said, we've all become dependent on these devices. But to think that this is done in a silo, or to think that this company here is not known by our government and they not know that this is happening, you have to think. Not only that, but we talk about our devices, so your phones, your smart TVs, your Alexa devices, all these devices have to be approved by the government, right? So government knows what's going into devices. They know the capabilities and features that all of these devices have. So the government knows that all these devices can listen to you, and they're okay with that because they want a piece of that data. And you think I'm blowing smoke up your bunghole or whatever. That is not the case. The government has built one of the largest, the NSA has built a very large facility out in Utah that captures pretty much all the data from us. So here, just give you a few articles just to prove my point home for you. This is our Wired magazine. This was back in 2012. The NSA is building the country's biggest spy center. So the National Security Agency immensely secret project in the Utah desert will intercept, analyze, and store yottabytes of the world's communications, including yours. So again, this was back in March of 2012. You think they're still blowing smoke up your bunghole? Groundbreaking ceremony held for $1.2 billion Utah data center. So this was in January of 2011. So the National Security Agency and U.S. Army Corps of Engineers broke ground today on a $1.2 billion data center at Camp W.G. Williams National Guard post here. The massive 1 million square foot facility currently is the largest U.S. Department of Defense project in the nation. So again, still not convinced that the government has all your data, all the information, everything that you're doing, all your metadata, maybe even your phone calls, your conversations. So this is out of the Utah data center covers more than 1 million square feet, and it holds a massive amount of information. The Utah data center is a huge government facility in Bluffdale, Utah that stores personal emails, internet searches, cell phone calls, and other public data. Part of the National Security Agency, this massive data repository is reported to have the largest data storage capacity in the world. Is Big Brother watching you? Yes, Big Brother is watching you. Again, like I said, they understand and they know every capability of all these devices, software that is spying on you and taking information from you. So, for anybody thinking that this is bullshit, excuse my French, anybody out there who thinking that your government does not do this, I don't know what to tell you about that. If you think that your government is not tracking you, spying on you, and not paying attention to what they do, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. You're a total idiot. If you think your government loves you and cares about you, if you believe that, you need to be in the Dumber and Dumber movie with Jim Carrey. Yes. Oh, my government will never spy on me. My government loves me. My government's not listening to me. Sorry, you're a moron. You're an idiot. The government is listening to everything that we do. They know everything about you. They're tracking everything about you since basically what? Since 9/11, the Patriot Act that came out, the Unpatriotic Act. They pretty much got rid of the Fourth Amendment. I mean, you have no privacy, no privacy, nothing that we do is private anymore. The government knows and owns everything about you. All your internet searches, like I said, your cell phone data, texts, emails, anything that you do, they're all know about it. So again, this is just, again, further proof that everything that you do on your devices, they know about you. Again, this right here, let's prove that our devices are listening to us. So without going into getting even more political or whatever, I just wanted to bring that to your attention and cover that. But what do you guys think about this? Is this something that you didn't know about or you're aware of? How do you feel about this right now, knowing that this information is already out there, knowing that your device is listening to you? The ads, again, this is just an ad company, but we know the NSA, the government, also has access to that information as well. So let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section down below. Does this make you angry? Does it give you second thoughts about how do you use your device? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm definitely interested in what you think about that. All right, let's go on to something else. Trifold devices. Trifold devices are here. They're coming. It's an exciting new tech. Very excited about it. Huawei has already, like I said, released their, well, they will be releasing their trifold device this month. So I've done a video about Huawei or Honor a couple of weeks ago talking about that. Now, in my video, I did think that this device was not going to be coming out. I thought it was a couple months away, but I was wrong. You know, I'm not afraid to admit that I was wrong, because the device was already seen out there in the wild. The CEO of Huawei had it. Obviously, he was testing it, and it seems like that device is coming. So this is just you can see here, this is just a first picture, well, a picture of the device. I love the red and gold color. You know, that is very, to me, that is very thorough. I love that. Obviously the red is very reminiscent of China. That's where Huawei is from, but the red and gold together is just a nice color. Nice. I do love that. So it's called the Huawei Mate XT. So that is the official name of Huawei's device, and it's scheduled for a September 10th launch. So the company is now taking pre-orders in China. So if you're in China, you'll be able to get your hands on this device. So this, again, this is just a picture on that, but we have actual video of the device out there in the wild. So this is a video released from Huawei where there was a teaser video showing off the Mate XT. So we can just go over this video just to show you what the video has. If it's going to play for me. No, it doesn't want to play. But so I'm talking about the foldable devices and how they are coming. So Huawei, again, was just the first one that they're not the first company to talk about foldable devices. Like I said in my video recently I showed off that Samsung had concepts about this, you know, some years ago, but it looks like, again, Huawei is going to be the first to market with that technology. And so we can take a look at this video right here. This is just to show off what the device looks like. There's a couple of points in the video that shows off the device, you know, while he's holding it. You can see right here, just very good design right here. You see the octagonal camera design layout right here. This just shows off some of the behind the scenes stuff, but yeah, so Huawei is coming with this device, and right here you see a good look at the trifold device. It's probably the closest look we've seen of the device yet. Like I said, September 10th we will get a launch of that, so we should be able to see more of this device in action, up close and personal. So when they first launched this device, obviously this being first gen new tech, this thing was going to be very, very expensive. Now, we were hearing rumors that this thing would be in the $3,000, $4,000 price range, which you would expect for something that's that new. But again, I thought that it was going to be in $3,000, $4,000 range. But guess what? Wrong! Yes, we're hearing that this thing is going to be roughly between $2,250 to $2,400. Yes, you heard me right. A $2,200 trifold device. That is really only about $400 to $500 more than what we have from our foldable devices right now from Samsung, Honor, everybody else out there. A trifold device as coming in at just an expensive laptop is very impressive from Huawei, and I'm very curious how this will sell in China. So again, once you unfold it all the way, it's going to be a 10-inch device. So at that point there, you don't need a tablet anymore. So for some of us out there who have our laptops, tablets, and smartphones, if you have this device right here, you no longer need a tablet, because once it opens up all the way, it is a tablet at 10 inches. Again, it's still very thin as well and light as for that design. So some of the pictures that we saw, this thing is very thin for a trifold device. So it's very exciting. And again, I'm very curious to see what this device does in China and if they plan on bringing it to more markets. So again, like I was saying at the beginning of this, so the trifolds are here. So again, they were only the first one to actually come to market. I also talked about Techno. Techno also unveils its innovative trifold phone. Again, I did a video on this, covering this, went over all the specs and more details about this. So again, this from Techno, this is just a concept at this point. They talked about different models, different ways you can use it, and talked about the support, talked about the how durable this phone is. So again, so this right here is just a concept. There's no plans on it as well, but we do know that they will be making one, as well as Oppo. So Oppo also leaked. We also have a leaked image from Oppo showing off. Again, this is just a concept of what their trifold device will look like. So again, once this device is opened up, you're looking at a 10-inch tablet at that point, and you no longer need your tablet at that point. So again, Oppo, and then obviously Xiaomi joins the triphone smartphone race. So they just announced it, but we don't have any concrete or any details or information about what Xiaomi is doing with that. So trifold devices are coming. They're here. Get ready for them. It's an exciting new tech. Very much looking forward to seeing what this space is going to look like in the next year. So again, we're already getting trifold devices, whereas Apple hasn't even released a foldable device. But you think about it, why would Apple release a foldable device at this point? Or what's the rush for Apple to jump into that market? Now, there are some Apple users who are getting a little frustrated, a little anxious with Apple and want them to jump into that space. But Apple is still selling their iPhones like crazy. They're neck and neck with Samsung on a worldwide scale, going back and forth between 1 and 2 on each quarter about who sells the most devices. So they're just taking a wait and see approach. They're learning from everybody's mistakes, they're trying to figure out how to make the foldable where the crease is completely gone, trying to figure out that hinge situation. So they're just going to wait and see, let everybody else make all the mistakes, and they come up with a device which will set the world a storm at that point. When they release their foldable device, it'll be as if no one's ever done it. We all know how it is when Apple releases a product. The world just, ejaculates on themselves. But, whatever. We'll see what happens when Apple does release that space. But back to trifolds. It's coming. Very excited about it. Let me know what you guys think about that. Are you excited about the trifold device era coming? Do you even have a foldable? What are your thoughts about it? And like I said, I've been in the foldable space. I have my Z Fold. I've had 3 to 4 in the 5. Skipped on the 6. But let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section down below. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about that. All right. Let's go over to another story that I want to cover. I'm missing it. I had it. I don't know what. Okay. Yeah, next up, Samsung. Samsung unveils Galaxy Book 5 Pro 360 with Intel's new Core 7 Ultra Series 2 processor. So earlier this year at CES, we saw their 4 range, the Galaxy Book 4 Pro range. I did a video covering that. It looked exciting. Now we're getting information about their 5 with the second version of the Intel Core Ultra chip. So the 4 series did have the Intel Core 7 and 9 in there as well. Go to Series 1. So now we're looking at the Series 2. So this is the IFA that's kicked off this week. And Samsung was able to show off this Galaxy Book series. It's a thin, light, AI-focused laptop with a beautiful OLED display as always. So it looks like here, maybe the Book 5 series will get a Snapdragon version down the road. But today is all about the Series 2 Intel Core Ultra processor. They bring 47 trillion operations per second and of NPU power, qualifying them for the Copilot Plus PC brand. Also to coincide with that, Intel released their new line, their Series 2 chips as well. So this is one of the earlier ones that will be utilizing the new Intel Series 2 chipsets from them. So let's go into a little bit about the specs about this, the Galaxy Book Pro 5. Obviously, it's a 360 device. It has a 16-inch OLED screen with S Pen support. The hinge allows it to rotate in 360 degrees. You can obviously, if you're familiar with that, you know what that does. The screen is 2880 by 1800 pixels with 120 refresh rate. Obviously, pen support is included in there. A laptop is light for a 16-inch, weighing in at 3.73 pounds. It measures at half-inch thick or 12.8 millimeters. It also has a 76 watt hour battery that charges using a 65 watt USB-C adapter. The battery should last up to 25 hours of video playback. So over a whole day of watching videos on this device. So that is very impressive, and I'm loving hearing that. It also has Dolby Atmos built into the sound of the laptop. So very impressive from what Samsung is looking to do with that. So right now, if you go to their website, you can pre-order this right now, but there's only one version right now that is available for pre-order. That's it. So you get the 7 series, you get 16 megabytes RAM plus 1 terabyte and 16-inch screen, like I said, in color gray. So right now this is coming in at $1,700. So if you do want to jump in on that, you can get that. Again, it's only one model at this point. I do wonder down the road, they will probably release more models, again, probably with the Snapdragon chip in there, different variation of that. I wonder if they will get the Ultra 9, the Core Ultra 9 for this as well, give you a different variations. But right now, again, it is available for pre-order. You can go right there to Samsung and pre-order that laptop if you are in the market for one. I'm in the market for one myself. Not sure if this is going to be the one. I just don't know what type of laptop I will go with. I do want a 2-in-1. I have one that's since 2018, so it's definitely time for me to upgrade to a new laptop. But yeah, so this is going to be powered by Galaxy AI. So AI is going to be the big thing in there. It's a Copilot PC because it meets that criteria. So definitely looking forward to seeing the reviews on this once this does come out. And definitely going to pay attention to it and see what it does. But again, if you're out there looking for a new laptop, you're into the Samsung ecosystem, probably want to keep your eye on this. They probably will have, again, more versions, more options probably coming out at the end of the year. Maybe closer to CES, we'll get different models, different variations. So we'll see what happens with this. So again, looking forward to that, but we'll see what happens with that. All right. Last thing I want to cover today, RedMagic's new gaming tablet can display 3D content without glasses. So, remember when a few years ago when 3D craze was happening, everybody was trying to jump in on the 3D craze. We had the 3D TVs. That didn't last long at all. I'm kind of glad that went south very quickly. And I think the biggest problem with 3D was wearing glasses. Having to put on glasses for wearing for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours in order to consume content, it was just not user friendly, and that is the reason why 3D TVs just never took off. Not only that, but obviously the lack of content generation for that was just subpar. And again, wearing glasses was just uncomfortable for a while. But we've had a number of different manufacturers jump into the 3D space. We've seen what happened also, since this one is focused on gaming, let's talk about Nintendo. So Nintendo's 3DS came out and was very successful. I think that thing sold around almost 76 million units to 3DS. And so that was actually very impressive how you look at it, have your head right in front of it, and you could actually toggle the switch on and off for 3D. I think it was a level of how much 3D, it may be just on and off. But the thing about that was you had to look exactly at it, and you didn't have much room to wiggle left or right. So that was, again, for that time, that was good because you didn't need glasses at that point. And again, like I said, they went on to sell around 76 million units of the 3DS. So it was fairly successful for Nintendo. They had a number of different models and different variations on the 2DS, the 3DS. So that was from them. But again, that technology hasn't died yet, and there's other people who have jumped in on that and are continuing to try to iterate on this space to get us to a point where we don't need 3D glasses. So like I said, I've seen some of this tech at CES, so let's just continue real quick. So this tablet achieves this by using a combination of dual 3D cameras on the front that track where you're looking, and something Nubia calls the micron level crystal liquid lens that's built into the display. So basically, when you're looking at it, it will shift the images or send the images according to how you're looking at it. So it tracks your eyes and it will shift the images to give you that 3D effect as you move your head. So again, the tablet uses an integrated eye tracking to project separate 3D images to each of your eyes. Now, this is similar to what we saw from Samsung. So at CES this past year, Samsung showed off their Odyssey 3D monitor. Again, without using glasses, you sat down in front of it and was able to actually look at it and see the 3D happening, and you had some wiggle room as you can go left and right, and you still maintain your 3D. So we see companies still continuing to try to bring this technology to the space. I'm not sure if it was this year or was it last year, but also at CES, I saw a laptop, I believe it was from Asus, where again, without glasses, had a game planned for me, and the tech again was pretty phenomenal. Again, I was able to just look at the laptop, move left to right and different number of degrees and still maintain that effect, and it looked very well. Again, having 3D without the glasses is something that is very impressive. Again, I'm excited to see companies still try to bring this tech to us. Hopefully something will land and it will stick and we're able to bring 3D back again without glasses. So this will be very impressive to see if they can continue to iterate on this. So, but the coolest thing about this tablet is that it doesn't require the photos to support 3D right out of the gate. It can convert standard 2D images into 3D on the fly thanks to its Magic Vision engine. So if you had just a regular standard photo, this thing will convert them to 3D. So that is very impressive. So you can take your stale, boring, old 2D photos, throw them on this tablet, bam, they come to life in 3D thanks to what RedMagic is doing with this with their Magic Vision engine. So that is very exciting to see. And again, as companies continue to iterate on this, come out with new features, things like this is going to help bring 3D to the fold, and hopefully more people utilize it and see the benefits of that. Again, it's beyond just the 3D trick. Let's talk about some of the specs on there. It's going to be a 12.1 inch screen, 2560 by 600 display, have 144 hertz, 144 hertz refresh rate, 100% of the DCI-3 color gamut. Also, it's going to have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip in there, so it's not the 3 or the 4, just one generation older or so. Still a pretty beefy chip that's going to do work wonders for this tablet. It's also going to have up to 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabyte UFS 4.0 storage, so pretty fast storage there. So this is a beefy tablet, great specs. Also going to have a 10,000 milliamp battery. I would assume you're going to have a battery that big if you're going to be trying to push 3D content from this. So definitely will have that. And 66 watts charging, quad speakers, 5G, a full USB-C port, and dual X-axis linear motors and crisp haptics feedback. So with all of that in there, the one downside and one drawback is the starting price of this thing. So I think it's going to start off at about over $900 for the base model, and then the next model up there for higher storage configuration is going to be about $1,030. So you will have to drop down a little bit more money to get into this if you're actually interested in that. So, but again, if you're somebody who wants to do some gaming, some 3D gaming, or bring your photos to another level, then this is going to be something that you want to be excited in. And this is just an article out of TechSpot. Samsung's 4K Odyssey monitor that can switch from 2D glasses to 3D graphics arrives this year. So Gamescom just showed off, was just happened, and Samsung was showing this at Gamescom as well. So again, I saw this at CES in January. Very impressive. Now it's supposed to be coming this year. I didn't see any dates or pricing about this information yet, but don't expect for this monitor from Samsung to be anything cheap at this point. But again, tablet, $1,000 or so, get into it, enhance your photos, make them 3D, have some 3D gaming going on. This is something that you might want to consider. So Nubia hasn't announced global availability yet. But there's still hope that these will make it to the US, just like the RedMagic 9 phones did. So we'll see what happens with this. But let me know, is 3D something you're interested in? You think it's just, who cares about 3D at this point? Think it's just a fad that's going to continue to just dwindle down and just tinkle around and be on the outskirts of technology? Or do you think this is something that can actually bring it to fold? But I do think in order for 3D to probably hit that mark, I think the tablet is a great stepping point. But if they can also bring this to a cell phone, if RedMagic can make a phone that has this 3D tech in there, then I think that's going to help push 3D to the next level. So again, so they already make phones, they're already making this tablet that does that. That may be the next step for RedMagic, is to bring that to a phone so we can get more 3D content on our phone. So again, with all of our pictures, hundreds of thousands of pictures that some of us take, put those photos on their Magic Vision engine, convert them into 3D. That could be a great selling point and a great way to push 3D out there to the masses and get it out there for more people. But we'll see what happens with this. Again, that's just something I wanted to bring to you, just to get your thoughts about it. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about this. And that is everything that I wanted to cover for you today. Once again, I really appreciate you taking the time out to watch this video. Again, on Sunday afternoon, you could be watching anything else. You could be watching football. You could be doing anything else. I appreciate your time. And again, it doesn't go unnoticed. Again, I appreciate your time. Again, the show here is dedicated to you, is to help me bring you tech news that is relevant to you and to bring you some new technology as well. Let me know what I can do to improve this show for you. Okay, what am I doing bad at? What am I doing good at? Again, just let me know. I'm not above criticism. I don't take myself too seriously. What can I do? I like to joke around. You can make jokes about me. You can crack about me. It's all good, as long as it's in good fun. You know, I'm all here for that. But again, let me know what I can do to make this show better for you. Again, if you are new to this channel and enjoy this type of content, do me a huge favor. Please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. Also, if you have friends or family that enjoy this type of content, please share this with them, as they may enjoy the type of content as well. To stay up to date with the latest tech news, again, head over to soundsnerdy.com, where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web, covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website soundsnerdy.com. And don't forget to follow me on social media. So all of my stories that I cover do not necessarily make it into video form. But I do post a half a dozen or so articles per day on my social media website, on my social medias. So make sure you follow me there. So on Twitter or X, I'm at sounds_nerdy. I'm also on Gab as well, at Sounds Nerdy. I'm also on all the other ones, True Social, Getter, Facebook, wherever you are. So Twitter and Gab are my most active. So wherever you want to follow me at, I am there. I post articles there. Yeah, so that is pretty much everything that I wanted to cover for you today. So again, thank you. Again, let me know what I can do to improve this. Again, I'm live every Saturday or Sunday. Not sure which day I'm going to go with. I kind of go back and forth depending on what my schedule is like. But Saturday or Sunday around 2 o'clock, I tend to go live. Again, stay tuned to the YouTube channel. I post videos throughout the week. Again, thank you once again for taking time out to watch this video. And until the next video, guys, and until my next stream, stay nerdy.